What's going on, everybody? It's your man O'Day, the Jamaican sensation Osborne, UFC flyweight, and I have a special guest I'm bringing you today. Her name is Mikaela Mayer. Ooh, George, where's the clap, George? We talked. He's on it.
I thought you were gonna go further. I thought you were about to Bruce Buffer it.
With the see, look.
Right.
Yeah, defending. I should have. You know what? That's a great idea. I should have did that.
All right,
you know what?
two. Next time.
Okay. We're good.
We'll get you into that. Well, I'm still getting to know you. Mm-hmm. You know, I just met you at the PI. So what brings you? What got you connected with the UFC Performance Institute?
So I'm boxing, obviously, but I am with Top Rank. Top Rank's out here, and they allow their fighters, or have a deal with the UFC, I don't know exactly what it is, but allow some of their top fighters to use the UFC PI. So we get treatment there and, get to use the awesome facility and work with the strength coaches. So I normally don't do camp in Vegas. I live in Colorado, and I normally do half camp in Michigan and half in Colorado, but everybody's wanting to do camp in Vegas now. My coaches, their other fighters, they all want to be out here. So
the mountains, man, that's another thing, running the mountains, and not just that, the Performance Institute has everything you need, and being a high-level boxer like yourself, which I did watch, a couple of your boxing fights. I also looked through your Instagram because I'm not a big, it's weird. I'm not a huge fight person. I don't really look at MMA or boxing. I was teaching for the last 6 years, so I dedicated my time with that. But when I looked you up, I was like, damn, this girl is badass. I was like, she got some hands. Okay, that's what's up.
Thank you.
So yeah, how are you liking the Performance Institute?
I love it there. It's a one-stop shop for me outside of my boxing training, right? So I can go there. I've been working with Gavin, the strength conditioning coach, and he's awesome.
Love Gavin.
Yeah, I just feel so strong working with him. And then Heather's obviously the best in the business. And I used to work with Heather back when I was living at the Olympic Training Center.
No shit.
Yeah, because she used to work for the Olympics, whatever.
You were at the training center. Do you know a girl named Paulina Macias?
No.
Okay, she did judo. Yeah, I didn't think you probably wouldn't know her because she was a judo.
Okay, I didn't know a lot of judo people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I lived there for a couple of years.
So tell me, everyone has their journey and their story. Like I said, just met you the other day, and I was like, I can look on Wikipedia or Google, how she became who she is, but I would way rather you tell me personally. So tell me a little bit about your journey or your story, or how did you get here, pretty much?
Yeah.
Because we all got a journey. I want to know yours.
It's a long one now.
Hey, we got time. We got time.
It used to be easy to spit out my journey, but it's just
Hey, we got time.
Anyone in the fight game knows there's so many ups and downs, and I've been doing this now. I actually started a little bit late in the game. So
and if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay, wow, I thought you were way younger.
Thank you. Thank you. And I started boxing I walked into the gym for the first time when I was 17 years old. So I took my first boxing fight at 18, which I thought I was starting late, but in hindsight,
Pro or amateur?
Amateur. Well, I'm pro now.
Yeah, well, you said your first amateur.
My first amateur boxing fight at 18 years old. So, and then I think just like anyone who walks into a gym, they either fall in love with it and become obsessed, or they never want to get hit again, right? So I just became obsessed with it. 8 years later, I was on a plane to the Olympics. When I first started, women weren't allowed to compete in the Olympics yet for boxing.
Yeah.
And promoters were not signing women
yeah.
as pros. Like, they just weren't. There was no market. So I don't even know what I was thinking. I just had like this
desire.
Yeah, stupid dream. It was just, there was no path, like there was no blueprint for what I wanted to do. And so I just had to figure it out.
That's amazing though, because there's a lot of young women in your situation now coming up, and you know, you're almost an inspiration. Not almost, you are an inspiration, you know, to females that are young, that are coming up, that have no direction, that don't know how or where to go, that do want to aspire to be boxers. And now it's like, you know, they can look to you and see, okay, what did Mikaela do? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
that was always a goal of mine, to help create a
Yeah.
blueprint so the next generation can say, okay, if that's what I want to accomplish, this is how you do it. Because there wasn't that for the generation of women now.
Mm-hmm.
Like there wasn't that for us. We just sort of had to figure it out. And now there's a path. Now we can compete in the Olympics. Promoters are finally signing women.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a long way to go in America. You know, Top Rank only has 2 females, me and Sinisa Estrada. So
Yeah.
there's still a
growing-
ways to go,
Mhm.
but it's, you know, there's a possibility now. There's a way.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. If you're as, non-knowledgeable like myself and you don't know this girl is an animal, I want you guys to check out Mikaela Mayer. But George, you got the footage. I do want to show you guys some of her work. She's
see what you
amazing. Hopefully you haven't seen this yet. Hopefully it's like something new and you're like,
With the left-hand jab.
Oh, this is
That
my pro
one stung.
debut.
Left and then a right. Mikaela Mayer in control in her pro debut. Sends Figueroa to the ground. And this one quickly ends for Mikaela Mayer.
Right out the gate, you see Mayer smart, using that jab.
Kiss goes down early on.
These are early fights.
Mikaela coming off her first fight now with the
already
distance.
stunned her.
Already.
Back against the ropes, one hand's up. She's not protecting
ooh, that
herself.
combo.
She's not
I
defending.
was like, hello, stop it.
that combo. Dude, that combo though.
Mikaela Mayer.
What a
holy
savage.
Smokes.
Referee Wes Melton giving her the count, and they resume action. And Mikaela resumes with a left hand. She's finding the range with the left and the right. Martinez is in big trouble. Her corner is pleading for her to move her head. It's moving all right, but Mikaela's punches are the one moving it.
You know, she said they just clicked right away. This is her first fight with him in the corner, but she also got Manny Robles in there as a cut. I mean, she's in such good hands.
Allison Martinez is in big trouble, but it looks like
Oh
she's going
my
to survive.
goodness.
She
round
took a lot of
2.
punches, this girl.
Yeah, oh my god.
I think.
Whoa. I win this fight, I can get in position to fight for the world championship again. So that tells me that she's not really worried about that. She's not really worried. She's in a good headspace.
Nice combination by Mikaela Mayer. She's not moving as much in this fight, but she tends to hold. And Al Mitchell, K. Karama were saying, we're going to get on the referee and make sure he does not allow that to go. And that's happening so far.
Listen, if it becomes, obsessive.
Good jab to the stomach right there from Mikaela Mayer, followed up with a 1-2.
Well, she threw the right hand because Branishka leaned a little bit to her right. She leaned a little bit on her back foot, which created that lane.
The boxing world is not grieving the loss of another fighter despite the brain bleed. So we wish
Was it St.
Alex
Patrick's Day?
Salcedo the best on this new stage of his life.
Was it
which
St.
he'll be
Patrick's
able to
Day?
share
Sorry, what?
with his
He asked, was it
children.
St. Patrick's
Another
Day?
morning
Oh,
from
no.
Caballero for-
I just randomly pick colors for
That's
every
dope.
fight.
I like it.
Mikaela told us
I
at
like
the
it.
fighter meeting,
I don't
she's
overthink
looks
it.
dope.
I just sort of, yeah, that was like one of my favorite colors.
Yeah. This is Jamaican. It's Jamaican. I like it.
Yeah, the
She can ill afford
Jamaican.
to lose a point here. Rodnitska's parents
Those earlier
were
fights, I really hadn't gotten my
educated
style
at the
down yet,
Academy of
but
Physical
Man,
now
I
I
can't tell.
have
Shit.
it, and it's every, like one solid color for every fight.
Nothing better than great
right,
instructions
George.
in the corner, and this is for the fighter who we see winning.
Wow. Just
You really
just
did pull up some.
Just wow.
The
Well,
archives?
George is the man. George, man, he
I am a
is
man.
the brains behind the operation. I'm just the
I
voice.
love you, buddy.
I love you,
Actually,
George.
let's give that a round of applause. Yeah?
Let's do it. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank myself. Right?
So I noticed you fight with so much dog. Where did that come from? Like,
My coach. I train with Al Mitchell. He's going to be 80 years old this year, so
Holy
he
shit.
is, an old school boxing trainer.
yeah.
One of the last ones left.
Damn,
Honestly,
yeah.
just a teacher of the game, and so he always knew that I had the height and the reach to be a boxer, and that that's what he taught me to do first, but he always knew that people were going to pressure me. And he's like, you have to know how to fight on the inside. You have to know how to dog your opponents, because otherwise they're going to come in, try and dog you, and I don't want you to be one-dimensional.
Yeah.
So he always taught me to know how to fight too, and really be aggressive and work the inside and just be like a really well-rounded fighter. So he did that for sure.
You can tell he did a damn good job because you worked the inside so well. You rip your combos so like aggressive on the inside, and it's amazing because that's how I would fight you, because you're so long. I'd be like, all right, I'm getting inside of her, and she only knows how to fight in the outside. But it's like, nope. She can beat you on the inside and the outside, which is incredible. I think it's incredible to see, you know, because a lot of times you see a lot of long, rangy fighters. Like I have the longest reach in my division, so I'm long. I'm a long fighter. Yeah, I have a 73-inch reach. So I fight at 25. What weight class are you?
My whole career, all those fights were at 130, and I'm finally moving up to 35. You know, in boxing, you have 4 belts, and so my goal was to collect all 4 belts and go undisputed at 130 before I moved up. And so with that goal, I stayed at 130 longer than I normally would. You know, I probably should have moved up to 35, even 40 a couple of years ago, but I had that goal that I was going for. So this is my first fight at 135.
Did you meet that goal?
No, I didn't. I was close, but I had the IBF belt, I had the WBO belt in the Ring magazine, and then I unified. My last fight was unifying with the WBC champ. Lost on a split decision. You guys can watch that and see what you think, but
yeah.
So now I'm on a journey to get my belts back. And
amazing.
You know, challenging the 135-pound champion.
That's amazing, and the journey never stops. You know, you're constantly in the journey. People like I used to think like, oh, you know, I'm gonna like take over the world at 25. You know what I'm saying? I'm now 31, and I'm just like, okay, this taking over the world is gonna come with a lot of sacrifices, a lot of tears, a lot of sweat, and a lot of hard work. And you know, when I was younger, I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this shit, and it's gonna be like boom, and I'm gonna get it. You know, but when you actually are in it, coming up, you're like, holy shit, this is not how I thought it would be.
Never is. Like, there's so many ups and downs. It's hard because I feel like I worked really extremely hard to get to this point in my career, and like the level of that where women's boxing is now. It took a lot to really get the respect that I feel like I deserved, and so now having to take another step back is frustrating. But like, I'm no stranger to it. This is the fight game, and
but you're decorated as hell, though. You're so decorated. You should be extremely proud of all your accomplishments. You know what I mean? Like that is incredible, especially being a woman in this sport. I'm gonna say it, especially being a woman in a man's sport. You know what I mean? And now you're like challenging that and making it a woman's sport, which is amazing. You know. Well,
MMA did it long before boxing did. You know, I mean, we've been trying in boxing. It's really been a huge year for us. I mean, like women's boxing's really taken off, but
it is. That girl that won in the UK, American black girl. What's her name?
Clarissa Shields.
Yes.
That last fight, I was the co-main for that fight. That's where I lost.
So I did see that. Holy, wow, that was you didn't lose that.
I was in the red.
Yeah, you didn't lose. You didn't lose. But you know, to each his own. That's my opinion. I thought you won, but sorry to cut you off on your.
I don't even know what I was saying.
No, we're talking about being a woman coming up right now.
Yeah.
You know, and how that like has played a role. I'm sure it must have been difficult coming up. You know, being like. Almost like kind of the WNBA. They have the WNBA, I think, are just now getting to the point where they're like finally making strides. You know, you see the aces doing big things. You know what I'm saying? Whereas before, like 5 years ago, WNBA didn't get much recognition. You know.
Yeah.
And now you see that with the WNBA. You see Chelsea Plum at the PI. You see, women. I love that the UFC is bringing a lot of women athletes. You know, the female.
They did it first.
Yeah, oh my gosh, with the female UFC fighters. They shout out the Acers, the women Taekwondo team, and now becoming a huge rep for that, and I love that.
Thanks.
I love seeing that. I love being raised by a single mom. I've always been. Pro women, so I appreciate everything that you're doing, and I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
Because that's a huge accomplishment being in this world,
Yeah. There's still a long way to go. I'm 32, but I just re-signed with my promoter for 3 more years, so I I always said I never wanted to have to fight past 35. It it goes back to coming up. You're like, oh, I'll be by 35. I'll have it all together. But I don't know. Women are even going later in their careers, you know. There's still world champions out there that are 36, 37, 38 years old, and they said they feel great. So who knows? I don't want to have to fight past 35. That's sort of my goal. Like,
I
like if I can, you know, it's a lot in the body, and you know, I want to be able to. I want to accomplish everything that I want to accomplish by then. 3 years. I feel like I can do it.
And you can do it. You've done it so far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So did you always know growing up that you wanted to be a boxer, or what age were you like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm a box.
I was a little bit of a troubled teen, and I was in like 4 different high schools by the time I hit my senior year. I wasn't doing anything like productive with my life, and I'm like, okay, I just had this epiphany, like I just wanted to be good at something. I just wanted to be successful. And so it started with the idea of just trying something new. I'm like, just get into something new, get back into a sport. You know, my dad had me in sports growing up, and then in high school I wasn't doing anything. So I decided to walk into the Muay Thai gym down the street from my house that I grew up by. And, I started with Muay Thai, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's amazing. So how did that go?
I mean, I liked Muay Thai, but there was more of a ladder to climb with boxing in the U.S. especially, and being in L.A. I grew up in L.A. So I transitioned over to boxing. But then, you know, after the Olympics, I was going to transition to MMA. Like, I was this close to signing a contract with Bellator.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I just felt like that's where women were getting their respect. Like, nobody was like trying to sign me out of the Olympics. Promoters still weren't picking women up. So I was this close to signing with Bellator, and then I ended up flying out to Vegas, sitting down with Top Rank, which is a promoter out here, the promoter I'm with now.
Yep, I know Top Rank.
Yeah, and basically like sitting in their office and selling myself to them, and like saying, I know there's no market for women's boxing, but I can be the one to change that.
And you're
and
doing
just
it.
hoping they would sign me. And then, you know, a couple weeks later, we had a contract from them. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it worked out, and thank God I didn't go into MMA. Like, I was like starting a whole new sport. You know, I left the Olympics at 26, starting a whole new sport at 26. No.
Wow. Well, good thing you followed your gut, and you know, you went from LA to Las Vegas. Tell me, I've asked so many people, you know, why they moved to Vegas from LA.
I didn't move. I don't live here.
Oh, you don't?
I'm only doing camp here. I live in Colorado still.
Oh, no
I
shit.
moved from LA to Michigan to train for the Olympics, to where Coach Al lives. And then once I made the Olympic team, I moved to Colorado because that's where the Olympic Training Center is. And then I stayed there after the Olympics, and because of the altitude.
Yeah, the elevation.
Yeah, I just figured I'm not going to go back to LA. It's a hassle to train there. So I stayed in Colorado, and now we're just doing camp out here because everybody wants to. So
and do you like it out here?
I do. I like it out here. The camp is fun. There's so many gyms. There's so many different athletes. It's like every day is something new and fun. Yeah, but I don't know about the summer. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, have you been here for a summer yet?
Yes.
Oh, it's rough.
I can't.
Yeah, it's rough. It is rough.
No, my dogs, they can't even go outside.
Yeah, it's rough. But, you know, if you have a nice little, you know,
pool?
A little pool, get a little dog pool, get them in there, get a little spray bottle.
I know. I might have to look into places. I might have to come out here. And
you might have to. It's dope out here. I like it, you know, and not just that, but it is such an infant city, meaning Vegas is still growing. It's crazy. Like,
this whole valley is like
it's
filled with houses.
It's insane. Yeah. And when I moved here, I only moved here like a year and some change, right? Maybe a year and 4 months. And my house where I live now, there was maybe 2 other neighborhoods around. And within the last like year and a half, there's been like 6 other neighborhoods. They just build them like ants. They're just brrr.
Yeah, that's what I don't like though. I hate like cookie cutter.
Yeah, this is true.
I hate that.
This is true. I do hate that, but I also see opportunities because I see that there's so much they're building here. They're building that sphere, you know, where there's like have you seen that sphere? So the sphere they're building, it's downtown. Do you know anything about that, George?
Yeah, the MSG sphere.
Yes, it's called.
Pull up a picture.
Yeah, pull up a picture for her. It's the Madison Square Garden sphere, and you get an entire adventure inside. The whole inside of the sphere is screens. It's all screens, and it's all sounds. So you can be wherever you want to be. Yeah. They can take you to like through outer space and have a whole adventure, and the sound waves hit you perfectly. They can take you through the safari jungle.
Oh, wow.
So like that's like it split in half. So you could see the outside is going to be all screens,
Yes.
and then the auditorium is going to be like a. You've been to a planetarium before?
No.
It's just like a planetarium.
A planetarium?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been to a planetarium.
Planetariums are like overrated. MSG Sphere.
This is like
it's where it's at.
Next level. Like,
cool.
So from the outside, you're gonna be able to see like the shape of the world, where they can literally transpire any footage on the outside of the sphere. So picture a building, like a regular building, and that building could change whether it wants to be like a popsicle cone or anything that's the shape of that building. So that sphere, they can change the glow of the outside. It's huge.
Technology is so trippy to me.
It's look at that. They're gonna.
Yeah, that's
It's
wild.
ridiculous. So every night is gonna be some performance on the outside, and you're not even in the inside. You're not even getting the full experience.
Wow.
So imagine what it's gonna be like on the inside. And I believe it was like $2 billion or something like that. It's crazy.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I think they put in like $2 billion. They've been building this shit since 2018.
Damn.
And it'll be done fall of this year.
2.2 billion.
2.2. Yeah.
I mean, this is Vegas. You can't go wrong with like getting a place here in Vegas.
Yeah.
Like it's Vegas. There's always going to be a market for
Everything,
real
for
estate
anything.
and rental properties and whatever. So yeah.
It is ridiculous because
growing.
not only that, but there's so much land here. Like there's so much
I know.
land.
I would move like more like North Vegas
Yeah.
because I need like some nature.
Space.
Like, I want
need
a farm. I
me
really
too.
just want a farm.
Me too. I love nature.
With
I
lots of animals.
Oh man, you have no idea how much I talk about that shit. Like I grew up in Kingston, Jamaica, right? So more like towards the country-ish Kingston, not in the city. I had to take a bus to the school in the city, but I was always out in the woods, as a kid.
Yeah.
And here in America, there's not like berries and water. You can just go out and get lost and be fine. You know what I'm saying? You need to like, if you go camping or hiking, you need to pack yourself a food and water and all that shit. But when I was a kid, you didn't need any of that. You need none of that. I would just be out in there picking plums and swimming and whatever, doing whatever I wanted.
That's awesome. Yeah. My house in Colorado, you walk out the door and you're just right in the mountains. Like,
Oh,
you're
man.
right into the mountains, like the backyard or my mountains.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's so awesome. So I could never just live in like I need some nature.
Yo, Colorado is one of those places where I've always wanted to live in my future, right? Before, I didn't even think Vegas was a thing that I wanted to come to because I came here once and I saw that there was no nature here and I was like, fuck this place. I don't want to live here. But then, I kept coming back for the PI. I kept coming back for fights from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Actually loved Milwaukee. I came there after wrestling in high school. Then I wrestled in college.
Okay.
Went to college in Milwaukee. Went to college in Wisconsin for wrestling.
Okay. I was up in Marquette, Michigan.
Oh no shit! Yeah. So you know
Way
about
in the
that?
UP.
Yeah, the UP. It's a little different, but a lot of nature. So I love that aspect. When I moved to Vegas, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be for me. There's not a lot of nature here, and the summer's hot as shit. But you know what? Those two negatives was like, okay, what about the positives? And the positives outweigh the negatives by like 5 times as much.
Yeah.
And you can literally, because it's such an infant city, you can become whatever you want here because everything is growing around you. You can see Vegas growing right in front of your eyes. It's crazy to me. It's crazy.
I'll have to keep my place in Colorado though. So
Oh yeah, I wouldn't sell that.
Summer. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't sell that. I
My
definitely.
summer's there.
Yeah, I definitely. Me and my friends always wanted to do a road trip. I've only been to Colorado once. I had a layover, and it was like a 5-hour layover. And I took that time to kind of explore a little bit, and I was like, this place is amazing.
The Springs, Colorado Springs, or Denver?
It was Denver.
Okay.
It was
Springs
Denver.
Springs are prettier. You'd like that.
Yeah. So
like
I'm gonna take a road trip probably the summer or whatever with my friends or and I'm gonna hit you up.
I'll be there.
I'll be like, yo, where should I go?
Yeah,
You're gonna be my tour guide. Be like, yo, take me, show me around in Colorado.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I will.
Oh
I know.
man, it looks amazing. And I was so like mad that my layover was only 5 hours because like you can see the mountains from where I was, and you can see the nature, but I couldn't go there because I'm like, okay, if I go there, I'm gonna miss my flight.
No, if you like nature, you'll love Colorado. There's so many awesome hikes you can do, mountains to climb, random rivers on top of mountains that you can go swimming in. Like, it's really amazing.
That's dope. And I definitely want to check it out for sure. I'm gonna hit you up.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit you up. So tell me about, so I know you, and there's a couple other fighters that do it as well, a couple of fighters that do OnlyFans. And I've always wanted to know, from a fighter's perspective, what is that like? Is that difficult to do? What is being on the OnlyFans side? Tell me about how does
So I'm pretty new to it. I just partnered with OnlyFans about like 3 weeks ago. And really what they're trying to do is sort of break away from what they're known for. And because originally that's what their OnlyFans was meant for, creators and
content
people like me, who wanted to have a platform to share their content and share their journey. So they're signing a lot of boxers and partnering with a lot of boxers and MMA fighters.
Jamal Hill, UFC champion, he's a good friend of mine. He just did a contract with them. I'm not sure what the details of that was, but I
do. I know the details. They require a lot of content that they want you to push out. So it's a lot of work, but then, they pay really well. So
yeah, because my manager, at the time, I had no idea that OnlyFans was doing this. My manager said that, they're gonna pay me X amount per month to do. He didn't explain to me what they wanted to do, but instantly I was like, no, because I was a teacher, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, it's gonna be a lot of pulling my junk out.
I mean,
but then
it's a weird time because I'm still getting messages like that from certain people. But my thing was I kind of want to turn it into like maybe a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So, but obviously where you have to pay and subscribe and see all this content, but I wanted to show behind the scenes. It really motivated me to want to show more of like what my training camp looks like,
weight
what
cuts.
fight weeks, and all this little stuff that maybe I wasn't inspired to really get or film or document before because I'm training and it's a lot of work and whatever. But now it's cool. Now I'm like really making an effort to like show the behind the scenes stuff. So
that's cool. So if you guys want to check out OnlyFans, Mikaela's OnlyFans, and not be into the other stuff and really want to know what she's like behind the scenes, subscribe to her OnlyFans. You're not going to see any naked pictures of her. You're gonna see her actual life. So don't even think about it.
There's some hot pictures though. There's some good pictures on there, but
Hey, so for you foot fetish guys out there, there's some hot pictures out there for you. Some feet, all kinds of stuff. Speaking of that, that's been like a thing lately, which is like, oh man. So, and I was
it's a real fetish. People.
I was in a relationship for 5 years. And I got out of a relationship, and I was like, I can't compete with this new age thing. Like, these guys are like sucking toes now. I can't compete with this. What in the world? Like, I just got out of the relationship. Like, I'm lost.
Yeah.
Have you got any of those weird?
Oh yeah. I mean, people are for sure. And I mean, I'm not like, if someone wants to pay me big bucks for my
shit, I would. I wish a girl would
or something. Right. Like, I'm not gonna say no.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I wish if a girl messages me and was like, "Hey, I'll pay you $1,000." Shit, fuck that. If they said I'll pay you $150 for you to send me a picture of your feet, I'd be like,
yeah, easy money.
Right. Shit, I might show my ass for $100.
Yeah, it's a hard balance. Like, I'm trying to figure it out still because people do expect a lot of that, and it's like it's a transitional time for OnlyFans, right? Because they are kind of breaking away from that and working with new people.
I do see that.
So it's kind of hard, but I'm figuring it out. I'm learning. I think I got to get like a OnlyFans manager to help me navigate it because it's a whole new platform now.
It is, and I see a lot of that too. There's a lot of content creator houses where they have managers and stuff like that, and shit. A lot of the UFC ring girls, they make way more than we do. They make way more than we do.
That was a huge thing when Ronda Rousey was around, right? Did she make a big deal about that?
Yeah, but she can't say nothing because she broke the ceiling, you know what I mean, for fighter pay for female athletes. So she can't say shit.
Yeah.
She's making bank. Bank.
She brought me in for sparring for her last 2 fights, or her final fight.
Yeah, with Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, with Amanda Nunes. So I was in there giving her some boxing sparring and
That's
stuff.
amazing.
Yeah.
That is.
I've known her around. She trained where I grew up, like in the Valley.
Yeah, she was at the Olympics Training Center in Colorado, right?
Well, she was there. She was 2008 Olympics, so she was there before me. But Yeah, she did training in Glendale and stuff, and that's the valley where I grew up. So.
Oh, no shit. So you were familiar with her growing up a lot.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of followed her.
Yeah, same. I watched her religiously. Like, even in high school, I was like, this girl is making a lot of noise in the women's department. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was amazing. Like I said, I've always been a huge supporter of female sports, you know. And
yeah, she just blew up. I remember hearing about her and then seeing her on the cover of a Shape magazine or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh damn, she really did it. This was like when I first started with Gina Carano was the girl. That's when I first started Muay Thai, and in my head I'm like, yeah.
Then Kat Zingano.
Yeah, like I'm gonna fight Gina Carano one day. Like that was my thing. And then Ronda came around and.
Yeah, mine was Misha Tate. Misha Tate was like, she was the girl for me that I was like, man, this girl is amazing because. I liked her a little bit more than Ronda because I loved Misha's personality. She was always so sweet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She was so, and I love that.
I like Misha too.
Oh man, because I was like that. I was always kind of like the guy that was too nice all the time. And the nice guys or the nice girls we don't get the recognition, especially in this sport. It's a blood sport. They want to see violence and they want to see trash talking. I'm like, they don't want the guy who teaches kids and who who loves God, and they don't want that shit.
I know, it's true. It's a toxic ass sport.
Yeah,
right?
So it makes me bitter at times. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh man. I'm like, sometimes I want to be I want to be the trash talker, but then I'm like, you know what? That's not really me.
There's nothing worse than a trash talker who is like forcing themselves. Because it's so, you got to be authentic.
Yes.
And to me, like, if I don't have that rivalry with somebody, I'm not going to force it.
Yeah.
And the last rivalry I had was huge. I mean, it was it's still a rivalry. It's like one of the biggest rivalry women's boxing's ever seen.
The fight you lost but didn't lose?
Yeah, that one. So that rivalry is still going strong, but people were so drawn to it because it was legit. It was real. Like, we genuinely did not like each other. Still don't like each other.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
You can feel it.
So people can tell.
You can always tell. And, I remember, like I said, one time where I was like, I was just like so frustrated and bitter, I was like, fuck this shit. I'm like, is this what they want? I'm going to give it to them. So I remember I fought on the Conor McGregor card. When Conor McGregor fought Donald Cerrone, it was like the biggest stage that I will ever fight on. I was on the main card, and I was like, ego was on 12, and it wasn't really me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, here it goes. I'm gonna say something crazy. And so I went on the mic, and I was like, yeah, someday Conor McGregor is gonna tell people that he fought on my card.
That was as wild as you could get.
Wild as, hey, that's not the best part. I was talking all kinds of shit. Fast forward 24 hours later, I got distracted because the hype, you know what I'm saying? Everything was so big, and I let the hype get above. I'm glad that happened because now I'll never get distracted like that again.
Yeah.
I let the hype get above me, and I looked around, the T-Mobile Arena, I don't even know how many people were in there, 25,000 people. And I was just like, holy shit, this is amazing. But then I got distracted.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting submitted in like the first minute and 45 seconds. He got me in a choke. And what was worst? The worst part about it, as I'm in the choke, I remember thinking like, Conor McGregor is not going to tell people that he fought on my card. and like this guy, so I tried to grab his hands out of the choke, and he locked my hands in there. And so I couldn't even tap with my hands. So I had to tap like a bitch with my feet, like.
Oh no.
And the memes, to this day, the fans have not let me live it down. To this day, people will still message me or comment on something. They'll be like, hey, didn't Conor fight on your card?
Any publicity is good publicity. So.
It's true, but man, for real, the internet is ruthless.
Oh
though.
my God, they're so ruthless.
It never used to be like that.
Yeah. It's another reason why I was kind of excited about doing this OnlyFans thing, because I'm like, I'm gonna really be my truest, most authentic self. And guess what? I can, because these people actually like me.
Yeah.
If they're subscribing to my OnlyFans, they actually like me.
Yes.
And if they don't like me, at least they paid me.
Right. It's true. It's true.
So, yeah.
Because here's the thing. I was just talking about this 2 days ago. No, this was yesterday. I did a podcast yesterday, and I was talking about this. When you have 3 million or 10 million followers, right? And let's say you have 10 million followers, and 9 million of those followers are men looking at pictures of your ass on OnlyFans. That does something to your self-preservation or you as a person sometimes. You know what I mean? Like your ego. You don't, especially if you've never fought or you didn't have to like work hard at all. You just, you know what I mean? You just have a nice ass. And you're never gonna, for me, I'm like, you're never gonna know what hard work is. And so everything's just gonna come. So that does something to you at the end of your career when you're like, when you know, you're older and you don't have anything to fall back on and, you know, your ass is kind of out of shape. I'm just like, okay, now what? You know what I'm saying?
That's social media now, though. Like
It's
insane. It's like people are having careers that never existed.
Never
before.
existed.
Or like, you know, the whole Jake Paul thing. You know, a lot of boxers are mad because he came out of nowhere and had all the attention that people work an entire lifetime for that type of media attention and hype and pay. But that's just, you can't hate on anyone's hustle at this point. Like, that's just life now. That's just the internet.
It's crazy because you have, I just checked on your Instagram, you have 184,000 followers, right? Imagine how hard you had to work, how many hours, how many times you cried, how many times you bled, you know, to get those 184 hours.
Not even that much. I've been shadow banned on Instagram for a year now.
Yo.
If anyone knows how to get yourself unshadow banned, please tell me.
That's George is your man.
Bro, no. Shadow banning, you are in the worst spot imaginable. I have so much respect for you keeping to try because Instagram is so like, it's so fake.
What do I?
There's legitimately nothing you can do. Just keep on, you know, with the boxing content. There's ways to hide, you know, OF and the way you can link people back to it. But you're high profile. Like you're not just like some random girl that's.
And
so why are they banning me then?
What exactly is shadow banning? Explain.
Basically,
I've heard that.
Broke some rules. Okay, stupid rules. Like I basically like my friend had a picture of a cheeseburger on her screensaver, so I recorded it and said, "Oh, like what a fat ass." And now I got in trouble for saying fat ass. And then during my build up and rivalry for my last fight, she was saying something about my weight, and I said, "Meanwhile, this bitch can barely talk with her cotton mouth." And I got in trouble for saying bitch. And then something else, I commented on my best friend's on her photo, said something, they said it was bullying. So all those things combined, and now I'm just like, I can't even.
So what happens when you're shadow banned? Like you can't post certain things?
No, so you're basically, even my followers will say like, your posts never show up on my timeline anymore. Oh, your stories never show up. You have to like, some people will search me and I'm not showing up. I'll never go to the explore page. I'll be posting a photo and I'm getting like 2,000 likes where I should be getting way more than that, you know, with the amount of, it's just not adding up.
Checking through. I was just looking at it. I'm like, you know, the thing that, and I'll just toss this in as the last one.
Go ahead, George.
You are like in the high profile category, and they are going to monitor you more. But you just probably have a lot of people reporting your posts.
People are probably reporting me.
Yeah,
too.
and so, but that just comes with the more high profile you are, the more reports you get, and then once you hit a certain level of reports, then you probably are just going to stop being pushed entirely.
So what do I do?
Block anyone who posts negative comments on your shit.
Really?
Yes, block them. That's my suggestion.
Yeah. No, that's one way. But just keep on keeping on. The people that love you are going to continue to find you one way or another.
Right. This is true. George, and there's a guy, Travis, who is also amazing. You know what I mean? Just like George, they'll give you tons of ideas and things to do to come back from this. But like I said, my advice is just to block, because I do this just because not because I fear shadow banning, but because I don't want negativity on my shit. So anytime someone posts anything like negative, I don't even comment. Sometimes I do. Sometimes they'll say something negative and I'll be like, I don't understand. I'm like, oh, so that's how you feel? Like, I still love you, man. And then they'll be like, oh.
At this point, I'm like, need the engagement so bad. So I'm like, I want to delete that, but I'm not.
Right? Holy shit. We're in a catch-22.
Yo, but back to what I was saying, you know, you worked so hard for 184,000 followers. Like, you worked your ass off. And then you got somebody just like, showing their ass and on a boat in Dubai, with 10 million followers just chilling.
Yep, I know. I chose the hard way. Like, I chose the hard path for sure.
Should have showed your ass.
I know. Taking that money and got on a little fillers and just.
Right, you got and it's blowing up, man. The fillers, man. That's another thing. I want to talk about. That's a big thing now. All the fillers and stuff like that. Another thing we talked about a lot of this shit yesterday. I probably will get canceled by so many women after the last 2 days of these podcasts, because another thing I said was, I was like, people who work hard and who are natural. I've had women talk to me about, how they feel, and sometimes I feel like natural women, they look at people who have the fillers and they have the extra stuff and they think like, oh, is this what I'm supposed to do? And it kind of makes them like subconsciously feel a certain way, like they have to feel like they have to do more in order to be accepted in the world. And I'm here to tell you and all the other women who work hard and are natural to don't change a damn thing about yourself. You guys are beautiful. Don't fuck what people got to say.
Social media these days, you go on Instagram and there's all these, it's not real.
Yeah.
All these filters they have on there now.
Yeah.
And like young kids are seeing like what they look like on these fillers is just, everything is just perfect. And then they take it off and then they suddenly have all these insecurities about how they look. It's horrible.
It's true. You got 15-year-olds can't wait to become 18 so they can, they can do all the shit that the 18-year-olds are doing, and they're publicizing it for you. They don't really necessarily think the stuff that they do and the content they put out, how it affects younger girls. You know what I'm saying? And it does. It affects them huge. It has a huge impact on our young generation, because now they're like, oh, why would I want to be a doctor? Why would I want to be a police officer? Why would I want to be a lawyer? Why would I even want to be an athlete when I can just show my ass for 1 million followers and $1 million? You know what I'm saying?
True. It's a different type of generation. Like, we're going to see the effects of it. We haven't seen the effects of it.
We're going to, though.
We're going to.
And it's going to be bad. It's going to be a huge crash.
Yeah.
But what I will say is I do love the route we're going with. Not as many people feel like they need to go to college. And I'm not talking down college, you know what I'm saying? I probably will. I didn't finish college.
Neither do I.
But when I get done fighting, I probably will go and finish my education degree, and just so I can do what I want to do. I have a entire program. I'm gonna be, hopefully, fingers crossed, working with the UFC and going into. If you ever feel interested and want to come and tag along and go into these schools with me, we're going to a couple schools and a couple youth groups, and I'll be talking and implementing this program that I created for my old job. And the program is, it's pretty much. I'm getting off track. Damn it, O'Day.
The program.
Oh, shit.
All
right.
teaching these kids.
The program it pretty much takes children that struggle with behavioral or grades and boost their confidence, right? Because how we're teaching our kids, it's ass backwards. You can't expect somebody to learn math, English, science, social studies, all that shit without them being confident in themselves and without them being like, aware of the things that they struggle with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How is that person going to sit still and learn when they don't have the basic needs? Some of these kids go through so much shit at home. We expect our kids to come to school on time after being home and getting, their lunch made for them, and that's not how it works. That's not. Some of these kids don't have the resources. So my program is basically focused on building them up in weak areas, like feeling that they need to act out and do certain things they don't need to do. You know what I'm saying? Once you build somebody in that way mentally, learning is going to come much easier for them.
Right.
So I've used this, and I'm not this incredible math teacher. You know what I'm saying? I taught math. I'm not this incredible math teacher, but we had a competition every year, and I am proud to say that my math class had the highest state math test scores every year for the last 3 years. Not because I was this incredible math teacher. I sucked at math.
Just how you taught.
It's just how I taught. I didn't jump them off by like, hey, what is, 50 divided by 7 or something like that. A lot of these kids, we think, oh, we got to bring them from like a 5 to a 10. It's like, no, you got to go first. You got to start at a -7 and then bring them to a 0. You know what I'm saying? That's how I looked at it. So I would start like, okay, what is something simple? Like, okay, what is 2 times 2? And when they say, I know they're going to know the answer, but that's not why I asked them, right? I say, what is 2 times 2? And they tell me 4. And I'm like, this is my opportunity to boost them up. And I go, dude, you are so damn smart. That is amazing. You know what? You are really good at math. And I know you don't think you're good at math, but if you keep giving me these smart ass answers, you're on your way, man. Let's go. Let's go, man. Hey, give it up for this guy right here.
Yeah, positive reinforcement.
Dude, and just like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Just like that. It builds their infrastructure, their foundation. You know what I'm saying? It's all about building their foundation. And again, I'm way fucking far off topic and off what I was originally talking about. But if you ever want to, come in to the schools or whatever and talk to the kids. I know a lot of the females, man, they really need more females like yourself to look up to.
Yeah, just don't ask me any math questions.
I'm not gonna ask you any math questions.
It's
not that kind of a program. It's not that kind of a program. I'm not going back into a teaching role.
Yeah.
It's more gonna be a mentor role.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's more gonna be building their foundation mentally. You know what I'm saying? So that they can learn. I have a whole structure in how to build them up. So yeah, I think a lot of
it's something their parents should probably be doing, but a lot of them aren't getting that.
And a lot of them, unfortunately, that I discovered, a lot of them live with grandparents. A lot of them live with aunts because their parents. A lot of them, I hate to say it, parents don't care enough.
Yeah, and then you throw them into a classroom with one teacher and 40 students, and it's like they don't have the time and the patience to give everyone that attention. So, yeah, good for you. Yeah,
thank you so much. And like I said, I would love to have you come along and talk to these girls and, do what you do, because if I was a young girl, I would love, because I always wanted somebody to look up to. You know what I mean? As a kid, I was like, man, I needed that. You know what I'm saying? I needed that. And I see the kids now that need it. So I would love for you to give that to these girls.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
no kids of my own, don't plan on it, so
same.
Gotta give back to someone.
Same. Except I plan on having kids because I want to create an O'Day army of kids to go out and just fucking attack. Oh
I don't
man,
know. I might stick with my dogs and my farm, my future farm.
What is that like, having a farm?
I don't know. My future.
Oh, your
farm.
future farm.
I don't know. I want a farm one day with a bunch of animals, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Just animals?
Yeah. Just
or you want
animals.
Like plants and shit like that?
No, I definitely want plants.
Okay.
My house in Colorado right now is jungle themed, so like I have plants growing out of my walls.
No shit.
Yeah, I have like a jungle themed house.
Oh man, that's like my dream.
Yeah.
That's my dream. That would bring me right back to being in Jamaica.
Yeah, exactly. So it was pretty cool.
That's amazing. Well, Mikaela, it was amazing to have you, and I appreciate you coming on the show. It was a blessing. I love that, like, everything you're doing, you keep on doing it. You know what I'm saying? And despite the shadow banning, despite the comments, despite everyone hating on you, despite all the negative shit, you know what I mean? Always know that you have a purpose, and God created you to do your purpose. You know what I'm saying? And I know there's going to be times where you feel like, man, this is so hard, and it's, I don't know if I'm going to be where I want to be. You've already done it. Always remember that. You've already done it. And I think that is amazing. And I'm super proud of you. And thank you so much for being you.
Yeah, thank you. Make sure you tune in April 15th.
April 15th, guys. Tune in. Well, guys, that was all for today. My name is O'Day Osborne, and this is Mikaela Mayer. And this is Wagwan Podcast with O'Day Osborne. See y'all.